Hello guys, it's me Austin, and today I will be reviewing the iPhone 4. So, the iPhone 4 was originally released on June 24, 2010, which was almost 9 years ago, although it was discontinued just over 3 years later. The predecessor to the iPhone 4 was the iPhone 3GS, and the successor was the iPhone 4S. And this smartphone is the 4th generation of Apple iPhones. The iPhone 4 is an Apple A4 system on a chip inside the phone. It has a 1 GHz CPU, even though it's underclocked to 800 MHz, and it has a single core 32-bit ARM Cortex A8. Although its GPU is a PowerVR SG X535. It has 512 megabytes of DRAM memory, and it has 8, 16, or 32 gigabytes of flash memory. Its screen size is 3.5 inches, which is just a half-inch smaller than the screen size of the iPhone SE and the 7th generation iPod Touch that Apple just recently released. And it has a resolution of 960 by 640 pixels at 326 ppi. The phone has a 5 megapixel rear-facing camera that can take photos in HDR. It can also take photos in a square aspect ratio. It can also take video in a resolution of 720p, which is in HD. It also has a 0.3 megapixel front-facing camera that can take photos in a normal aspect ratio or a square aspect ratio. However, this time you cannot take photos in HDR. It can also take a video, but it only takes video in 480p or standard definition. This is a video shot from the iPhone 4's rear-facing 5 megapixel camera, which takes video at 720p in 30 frames a second. This is a video shot from the iPhone 4's front-facing camera, which is 0.3 megapixels and takes video at 480p at 30 frames a second. So as you can see, let's take a look at the phone itself. As you can see on the bottom there is a home button. So that means it doesn't have touch ID like modern phones. The phone I'm filming with right now, which is an iPhone 6s, does have Touch ID. But this was before the days of Touch ID. I think that was implemented with like the 5s or something, I don't know. Which, once again, the phone I'm using right now is a 6s. As you can see, it has a different charger. It uses the 30-pin cable. Modern day phones use Apple's Lightning cable. And it has a couple small speakers on the bottom. I wouldn't say they're as good as the as modern smartphone speakers, but they're okay. I'm sure they were pretty good for the time. It has something that it has a speaker like the ones that are in top speaker that are in a lot of today's smartphones. I think this is for making calls, and right next to it is the front-facing camera, which once again is 0.3 megapixels. On this side, you can see that's where you put the SIM card. And on modern phones, on this side would be where the power button is, but on this phone, the power button is on the top. The phone I'm using right now, to film this, has it on the side. And as you can see, the headphone jack is on the top. The phone I'm using right now, it's on the bottom, where one of the speakers should be. It actually does, I think, have a speaker next to it. But after the 6S, once the iPhone 7 was released, Apple completely removed the headphone jack from all their smartphones. And these days, their headphones either you have to get their headphones that take up the charging port, or you have to buy AirPods, which those are like really expensive. On the this side, there is the turn ringer on, turn ringer off, sliding thing. Why can't I get this to focus? Wait a moment, hold up. Okay, so it has the volume buttons on the side, which these are more circular than today's phones. Today's phones, they look completely different. It also does not have Face ID, but that was not. It also does not have Face ID, but that was not implemented until the iPhone 10 came along. So, not even the phone I'm filming with, which is an iPhone 6s, has Face ID. Once again, this phone has a headphone jack on the top, which means you could plug your favorite headphones into it and listen to basically whatever you want, audio from the phone, and most specifically, you could listen to music on the phone. And I think the audio quality through the headphones, or at least the headphones I'm using for the music, is pretty good. I think it's pretty good audio quality through the headphones. Now, if we listen to the audio quality of it, which hopefully I don't use too much of this song that I'm gonna get copyright claimed, the audio quality it sounds pretty good, but I don't know if it's as good quality as modern headphones, but it sounds pretty good. It's pretty good for listening to your favorite songs. Unfortunately though, these days I think I kind of find the phone sometimes sluggish to use. See, look, I'm double tapping on that button, and see, that took me 2 tries. That took me 2 tries to get it to do that. Normally on most modern day phones, you should be able to get that easily in 1 try without it messing up. But yeah, see, look, it did that. But I think that's overall due to age and also technology just improving over the years. And the thing is, old technology just can't handle the rapid advancements we are making today in technology. Also, unfortunately, for some reason, when I go to the App Store and try to load it up, wait a moment. Hold up, wait a moment. It'll say cannot connect to the App Store. Now, I don't know why. I'm connected to Wi-Fi perfectly fine, yet I guess the App Store is just so updated that this phone cannot do the App Store anymore. So that's kind of sad. Okay, so this phone has a really old version of the mobile version of iMovie, and to be honest, I don't think it is really that good of a version of iMovie. The thing is, it is not nearly as good as even the modern day mobile version of iMovie. It's a very limited. All you can do is add videos together, add some titles, I guess. You can add some music and sound effects, but to be honest, that's all. You can't do much. You can't change transitions. You can't do green screen effects. You can't add like a video or a picture in your video, like in the background and stuff, like I can with my modern videos. So it's honestly really limited, but I'll show you right here this project that I made in iMovie. This is a video shot from the iPhone 4's rear-facing 5-megapixel camera, which takes video at 720p in 30 frames a second. This is a video shot from the iPhone 4's front-facing camera, which is 0.3 megapixels and takes video at 480p at 30 frames a second. This also has an app that I don't think modern smartphones have anymore, which is the Videos app, which means you could watch all your favorite movies and music videos and TV shows right like that you've downloaded on from iTunes right on your phone. Even though I think iTunes will be splitting off into 3 different branches anymore, and iTunes will technically no longer be a thing. So, what are my thoughts on the iPhone 4? should you get one of these things in 2019? And to be honest, it really depends. The thing is, I'd say this phone is kind of obsolete. Like, it feels kind of slow to use and these days, and I don't think you can really do that much stuff on it anymore, except, I guess, take pictures and maybe record videos. But to be honest, the quality of those pictures and videos aren't nearly as good as you'll get on a modern smartphone. Now, if you're a collector, then I feel like this would be a good thing to add in your collection. Like, it's a good thing to look back at history. Like, keep in mind, this phone was actually a big advancement for iPhones. This was, the previous phone before this was the 3GS. This had a completely different design that lasted a long time, and modern iPhones still have similar designs to this one. So yeah, and also it also added a bunch of new features, but but the thing is, it's really kind of obsolete. If you're trying to find a new iPhone to buy, but you want an actually good iPhone, I don't recommend getting this. I recommend anything iPhone 6s or newer. That's what I recommend. Besides, this iPhone is outdated, and also it's discontinued. It was discontinued by Apple back in September of 2013. So I don't think you'll really be wanting a phone that was discontinued more than 5 years ago. But once again, if you are a collector, if you are an Apple iPhone collector or an Apple collector, I'd recommend getting this. This is a pretty good piece to add to your collection. So anyways, be sure to recommend in the comment section below what I should do next. Tell me if I should review any more Apple products next, or any tech products, or tell me if you just have any random suggestions for the next video. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and be sure to turn on notifications to get notified of my newest and latest uploads. Anyways, bye!